Thank you, Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker. First and foremost, I wish to extend my sincere sympathy and heartfelt condolences to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak on the passing of his beloved wife, Puan Sri Dato' Ahmad Jumaini Tuanku Bujang. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family during this time of profound sorrow. May her soul rest in eternal peace. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to debate this important bill tabled by member for N15, Asajaya, the Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, and Minister for Youth, Sports and Entrepreneurial Development. I rise in full support of the Dewan Undangan Sarawak Composition of Membership Bill 2025 to increase the number of elected members in this August House from 82 to 99. Under Article 113(2) of the Federal Constitution, a delineation exercise may be conducted once every 8 years, and Sarawak is now eligible as our last exercise was completed in 2015. This bill provides the legal foundation for the Election Commission to begin that important process. This is the largest expansion in Sarawak's legislative history, a 20% increase in representation, and it comes at the right time, reflecting the steady growth of our population, the pace of development, and the evolving needs of our people across the region. This bill, made under Article 14(1)(b) of the Sarawak Constitution, empowers the legislature to determine the number of elected members by law. Article 14(2) sets the number at 48 as the default, unless changed by law. And we have changed it many times, most recently in 2015, when we increased it to 82. Today, we continue the same constitutional process, and this bill does not require an amendment to the Sarawak Constitution. We are simply updating the Dues Composition of Membership Ordinance 2014, Chapter 70, as we have done before. This bill matters because it reflects real on-the-ground challenges: a steady increase in electors, the emergence of new semi-urban and remote communities, and the rising public expectations for stronger, more accessible representation and service. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, in PRN 2011, Sarawak had 79,796 registered voters. In PRN 2016, after adding 11 new seats, the number rose to 1,138,650, and by PRN 2021, it reached 1,252,014. And with the implementation of automatic voter registration, gazetted on the 17th of January 2022, the electoral roll surged to 1,927,750. And as of the most recent Gazette on the 21st of May 2025, Sarawak now has 2,015,859 registered voters. This is more than 100% increase of registered voters in just over a decade. And yet, the number of seats in this assembly has remained unchanged since 2014. It is clearly time for an update. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, I am extremely disappointed to observe that the honourable members for Pending and Padungan do not support this bill and oppose the proposed increase in seats. This is astounding. It appears that Pending and Padungan do not seem to want Sarawak and Sabah to have 1/3 representation in Parliament in accordance to MA 63. Member for Padungan says he supports increasing Sarawak's parliamentary seats. Yet he refused to support increasing state seats right here in Sarawak.
Are you?
It appears that
Proceed.
how can we achieve demand for representation in Parliament if we won't even increase seat representation in our Adun, in our Dun? To quote,
Member for Padungan, no need to shout. He is rebutting your point. I rule. He is rebutting your point.
Dato' Amar Speaker,
No.
it is obvious that member for Padungan is trying to create havoc.
You don't do that. You don't do that. He is rebutting your point. Proceed, proceed. You proceed.
Okay, I'm not giving way. I'm not giving way, member of Padungan. I'm not giving way.
No. You sit down. Proceed.
Switch his mic off. Switch off his mic. Yet, how can we achieve demand for more representation in Parliament if we won't even increase seat representation in our own Adus? To quote the member for Bawang Asan, there is no such thing as one state, one seat in Parliament.
If you continue to do this, I'll send you out. I'm sending you out. Okay. Sajananam.
Once again,
Sajananam.
we see the
Sajananam.
typical double standard from DAP. Their arguments are not only inconsistent, they are fundamentally flawed.
I want him to be sent out. Send him out. Bawa dia keluar. You are obstructing. Mak keluar. Mak keluar. Tarik dia. Tarik. 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 Proceed. Member for Batu Ketang, proceed.
I'll repeat my statement again. Allow me, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker. It is extremely disappointing to observe that honourable members for Pending and Padungan do not support this bill and oppose the proposed increase in seats. Astounding indeed. It appears that Pending and Padungan do not want to support Sarawak and Sabah's wanted representation in Parliament in accordance with MA 63. How can member of Padungan say he support increasing Sarawak seats, yet he refused to support the increased seats right here in Sarawak? Ridiculous. How can we achieve demand for more representation in Parliament if we won't even increase seat representation in our own Dus? To quote Honourable Member for Bawang Asan, there is no such thing as one state seat for one Parliament seat. Once again, we see the typical double standards from DAP And their arguments are not only inconsistent, they are completely flawed. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Member for Padungan's comparisons to Australia and Canada completely missed the mark as well. Australia and Canada don't have MA 63. And they don't have the situation of Sarawak and Sabah. Australia and Canada are entirely different from Malaysia. Sarawak is not just another state. We are a founding partner in the Malaysian Federation, bound by the Malaysian Agreement, 1963. That agreement promised equal partnership and fair representation, not permanent underrepresentation. More seats mean better service, better delivery, faster response to community needs, and more local voices in lawmaking, not just more politicians. We are not copying Canada or Australia. We are responding to Sarawak's unique needs. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, in Sarawak, there are many rural constituencies the size of small states in Malaya, with poor road access, scattered longhouses, and limited telecommunication. One ADUS is expected to cover vast terrains, multiple languages, and serious development gaps. That is not the same as serving a rural seat in Alberta or Tasmania with paved roads, broadband internet, and fully funded public services. If Member for Padungan truly believes in serving our people well, he should support what helps Sarawakians most, not cite foreign models to block local solutions. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, Member for Pending talked about more development, more facilities, but objected to more seats for Sarawak. Ridiculous indeed. For the information of Member of Pending, Sarawak under our YAB Premier today has built more than 16 major bridges and hundreds of kilometers of roads, costing billions of ringgit, despite curtailment of major allocations by PKR when they rose to power. And most corners of Sarawak now has water and electricity supplies since GPS formed the backbone of this government. GPS has managed to tax Petronas, bringing in the biggest income to Sarawak compared to the rest of Malaysia, while the promises made by Member of Padungan to return 20% oil royalty and 50% of all taxes collected, the return of autonomy on health and education to Sarawak, is still a big joke and a big lie. GPS under YAB Premier has been pouring billions into our rural constituencies to bring about progress and development to all corners of Sarawak. It is therefore imperative for Sarawak to increase our numbers of ADUS to serve the vast areas of Sarawak and, most importantly, to achieve one-third parliamentary representation in the federal government. Here in Sarawak, fair representation must consider more than just numbers. We must also factor in geography, infrastructure, accessibility, and the realities of serving remote populations. This increase to 99 seats helps address that imbalance. It ensures that more Sarawakians, especially those in hard-to-reach and undeserved areas, have a genuine voice in this House. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, this bill is not only lawful, it is necessary. It strengthens our democratic process, enhances representation, and enables more effective governance. I fully support this Dewan Undangan Sarawak Composition of Membership Bill 2025, and I urge all honourable members of this August House to support it with unity and conviction. With that, thank you very much, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker.